Get your ass off social media if it serves you no purpose. I hope everyone is feeling blessed and highly favored on today. So I was speaking with a young lady a few weeks ago, and we began to have a discussion. And once she saw that, Justin actually had a brain, she began to open up and comment on mental health in the Black community. Now, she began to speak on trauma, and she stated that she felt, keyword felt, that in today's times, we actually have more trauma to deal with than in previous generations. Now, then the very next thing that came out of her mouth when discussing trauma was social media. I can't make this up, y'all. This is a true story. Now, when she said this, my ears perked up. Prior to this, I was just letting her talk, and sound smart. But I can only take so much before correction comes into play. Now, I instantly knew what she was trying to say, but I'm so big on words and the power of words at that, so I couldn't allow her to contaminate the community with this foolishness without at least prompting her to think or do diligent research concerning the topics that she was speaking on. So the first thing I noticed was that she was confusing. She was confusing trauma with anxiety and feelings of sadness and depression. Of course, trauma is defined as an emotional response to a terrible event like an accident, rape, or natural disaster. Now, secondly, it surprised me how nonchalantly she dismissed all of the pain and suffering that our previous generations had endured. So even in my own family, I have numerous stories of real trauma. Trauma stemming from verbal abuse, or ranging from verbal abuse, sexual abuse, and even physical abuse. These are things that have lifelong effects on people, and if not treated or addressed properly, it can affect them both consciously and subconsciously for the duration of their lives. Not even to mention the lack of opportunity that previous generations have experienced, being actual slaves, Jim Crow, witnessing lynchings, burnings, castrations, rapes, and being made a literal mockery of, from our society. This woman dismissed all of this and said social media trumps all of this. Crazy as hell, I know, but to her credit, there was some truth in what she was trying to say. Now, statistics and studies do show that depression and suicide is running much more rampant in today's times, and a lot of this can be directly attributed or associated with everyone having access to social media. Now, in an article from etactics.com, it stated that child suicide rates increased by up to 150% in the past 5 years, and self-harm by girls ages 10 through 14 nearly tripled, and these patterns pointed directly to social media. It went on to state that 8th graders who spend over 10 hours on social media per week are 56% more likely to be unhappy than those who don't. Spending more than 3 hours on social media per day puts adolescents at a higher risk for mental health problems. 32% of kids from ages 12 through 17 reported anxiety, and 25% of adults ages 18 through 25 who fall under the high usage of social media category, or if they fall in that particular range, they reported mental illness. So lastly, the last statistic I'll throw at you, people on social media talk about themselves 80% of the time, as opposed to only 30 to 40% of the time in person. So when they receive a notification of positive feedback, they actually feel a positive sensation from dopamine, which is released in the brain. Now, scientists state that limiting social media to only 10 minutes per day for 3 weeks led to lower loneliness, and depression. But even reducing it to 30 minutes lowered the levels of anxiety, depression, loneliness, sleep problems, and fear of missing out. These are statistics, but personally, with me knowing individuals, there is an unlimited amount of capping and flexing going on. Unlimited lying and people pretending to be happy. And overall, just being something that they're not. So with this being the case, why in the hell are you on social media? In fact, if I didn't have a business to run or networking to do, I would not be on there at all. Me personally, I don't care what the next man is doing. I don't care about my ex-women's pretendo life, them pretending to be happy or doing it big with the next man. I don't care about these fake booties. I don't care about fake gangsters on here. I don't care about fake gurus even. All of this is foolishness to me and laughable, to say the least, when you really know these people. But obviously, I know that I am the minority in this way of thinking. But based on statistics and based on the conversation that I had with this young lady, I come bearing good news on today. The trauma that she was describing and what many of you may, in fact, be experiencing in your own lives, you can control that. All you have to do is set your phone down and get active in real life. Of course, we could be on this topic for days, but I just wanted to briefly share that with you all. Definitely jump in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Be sure to comment, subscribe, and above all else, be blessed until the next time.